Hey, this is your girl Aisha Williams, also known as the Affirming Coach, and I welcome you to the Empowerment Unleashed podcast, where empowering the next goes forth. Hey, y'all. Welcome to today's episode of Empowerment Unleashed. I am your girl Aisha Williams, the Affirming Coach. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the power of the real you. Hmm. Let that sink in. Cause we going there. You ready? All right. Let's start this podcast episode off with a scripture. The scripture that I'm going to be coming from today. And it is 2 Timothy 1:7. For the spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Listen, do you understand what you carry? Do you really get that you carry something that is world shifting, that is atmosphere shifting, and it's implanted in you? And understand, I'm also reminded of the scripture where God says that I created you in your mother's womb. So what you already had that he designed you for in purpose and on purpose was already in your mother's womb with you. You get what I'm saying? We walk around being everybody and imitating everybody, but we're not walking in the power of the real us. Once you get to know what you carry is so powerful that God entrusted you with it to do what he's called you to do on this earth. And if you're not moving in that, then what are you doing? Fam, what are you doing? Listen, the power of the real you is nothing without God. But at the same time, if you walk around in fakeness, you're just existing. But when you're operating in the real you, baby, you finna do some things. You're going to do some things. You're going to change some things. You're going to shake some things up. But in order for you to do what you're called to do, you have to recognize the real you. You have to recognize what God has called you to and what God designed you for. You have to recognize these things. And how do you do that? You say by renewing your mind. Understand something, because I'm one that I love God, but I have a relationship with God. I don't have the religion. That's on a whole nother episode. But I want you to understand something. When you make prayer a lifestyle, when you make talking with God a lifestyle, because you hear, well, make prayer a lifestyle, but then you hear, well, just talk to him. It's the same thing. So for my spiritual ones and for my ones that are curious of it, but think it's hard, it's not. You do not have to get on your knees every time it's time to pray. So just talk to him. Allow him to speak to you. Allow him to show you these things. He will reveal what you are and who you are and whose you belong to. But you got to be to a place where you're willing to accept the real you. We walk around wanting everybody else to accept us and love us and treat us this way and all that. But what are you doing to yourself? What are you doing for yourself? You're around here tapped out, broken down, and bitter, because you cannot accept what you are and who you are, and then you want to blame everybody else. We're not doing that in this season, y'all. Family, do you hear me? We're not doing that in this season. It's time to come forth. It's time for us to step into what God is calling us to do. And it starts with us recognizing, who are we? What are we? And what did he design you for? What is your purpose? If you're not moving in purpose, what are you doing? I'm one thing. I am 32 years old. And I tell my husband in our conversations, I wake up with the mindset of, God, what do you want me to do today that's going to change the world for your glory? You're not going to hear me on that. What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to say that's going to give you glory, but also it's going to bring everything into alignment for when you return? What am I doing if I do not recognize the person who created it all, who designed me? He know me better than I know myself. So why would I not listen to him? Why would I not consult him when he knows my life? He created me in my mother's womb. He designed my purpose in my mother's womb. He set out and planned my entire life in my mother's womb. He knew that I would go through half of the stuff I went through. He knew I wouldn't listen to him a lot of times. He knew that I was going to be a mess. But he was still there loving me. Y'all, he knew. He built, he created you in your mother's womb. He knew everything that you would have to deal with. He knew everything that you would go through. Understand something. And a lot of times, and this is a sidebar, we get so caught in putting the blame on everybody else on things that happen to us that we not see the good in things, certain things happening. I was 27 years old when I had to take account of what my life was up until then. I was 27 years old before I dealt with the fact that I had to say to myself in a mirror, Aisha, you were molested. Aisha, you were a teenage mother at the age of 15. Aisha, you indulge in homosexuality behavior. Aisha, you did go from relationship to relationship, never healing. Aisha, you walked away from God when things didn't go your way. But you know what? Even though I had to say some of the stuff I caused myself, some of the stuff I had to go through to build me up to what I was okay, because when I began to be real with myself, then and only then was I able to deal with what I was harboring all these years. I hated family because they talked about me. I hated the males that played with me. I had to understand some of the traumas that I brought on myself. And I had to understand some of the stuff that just had to come my way in order to build me up into this powerful woman you see today. No, it don't happen overnight. You do not understand the real you overnight. Get it. But you got to start somewhere. When you become to be real with you and then finally understand like, hey, okay, well, my past happened here. But then what God has for me in the future, it has nothing to compare to what I dealt with then. I serve a God. We serve a God to a point that we ought to know what we went through back then does not determine our future, and it does not hold us back from our future. But until we get to a place where we want to have that hardcore conversation of, yeah, sis, you toe up right now. Yeah, sis, you can't go there because you're still healing from stuff that happened to you when you was younger. So you cannot go there, because if you go there, you're not in a place to fully build yourself and pull yourself out of it. So do not go there. Do not do that. No, don't say that. People think I'm crazy. I be having these conversations with myself. I keep myself. God keep me also from doing a lot of things that I want to do and operating in when it comes to my feelings. I understand that I am a bag of flesh. I get that. I am not perfect. But at the same time, I know I serve a God that is. And I understand that in order for me to be great in life, for me to do all that He's called me to do, I have to accept that I'm nothing without Him. We are nothing without Him. Yeah, everybody beg to differ. But I'm telling you on behalf of me. God is what saved me from those depression pits where I wanted to kill myself. Those moments when I was in dark closets and corners, crying my eyes out, feeling like it was better for me not to be here. I was willing to leave my children. That ain't okay. It's not okay for every day for you to wake up and think, okay, well, depression's just a part of it. No, you got to speak against those things. Accepting the real you does not make you a punk. Accepting the real you helps you deal with what you cannot show the world. Accepting the real you, it really pushes you forward in a lot of ways. You have to go through stages. One is for you to recognize, then for you to heal. Because a lot of times we don't believe that we carry things from decades ago. We do. We honestly do. Until we get to a place where we fully want to heal from that, we're going to always be held up. We're going to be hindered. In order for you to be great in this world, in order for you to be great in your business, in your life, in anything, you're going to have to deal with the real you. And the real you holds so much power. He's giving you this power. He's giving you love. And He's giving you self-discipline. That's on a whole nother podcast. Y'all, the things that you can do for yourself. I spent so much time trying to imitate others. I spent so much time trying to do what everybody else was doing and not accepting the fact that I'm different. I'm different, y'all. But I'm okay with it. Because, baby, you can't tell me nothing. Period. But I accept who I am. I accept what I was and what I did. But I also have knowledge of it has no control over where I'm going. It has no control over where I'm going. I don't care. Somebody can come up down that grew up with me and say, oh, I remember you was such and such. And was. And you doing this now, and it is. So who you think you is a lot? That's me. That's just where I'm at now. And because I decided to deal with me, I decided to heal me. And I sought out and seek God to restore me. I'm far greater than I will ever be. But it started with knowing the power that God had placed in me and accepting the fact that I had to be me. I wasn't getting anywhere looking like everybody else and doing what everybody else was doing. It didn't get me nowhere. But the grounds I walk on now, I thank you for tuning in today. I really do. I thank you for tuning in today and listening to understanding the power of the real you. I hope you walk away from this knowing that you are very powerful. You are called to do powerful things. And he didn't choose you by choice or just an accident. He didn't do that. He chose you in your mother's womb. He called you to something great in your mother's womb. And you are designed to do things greatly. You have the power to do so much. But first, you have to understand the power that you carry. You can't be out here all willy-nilly and doing what you want to do and all this good stuff and not understand how you carry, what you carry. You can't do that. So we're going to work on that. This is just part one. We're coming back to the conversation of the power of the real you. We're done trying to be like everybody else. We're going to love us. We're going to take care of us. And we're going to walk this life out being the real us. We're done with the imposter syndrome. We're done. We're not doing that. We're going to walk in all that God is calling us to. I pray on today that you are blessed. You heard something that it has motivated you to be what you need to be in this earth. Be what you need to do. Do what you need to do. However you want to lace it. Do what you do. I pray that you were blessed. I love y'all, family. And understand something. Everything that I utter out, it's not just for you. It's for me also. We're going to do this life together. And we're going to do it each day. Day by day, hour by hour, second by second. God bless y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.